Listen to this shit. Accompanied by a minivan. And then they're not with the minivan, right? Stop. That shit crazy. He just changed my face right before I left. These are so horrible. I can't wait till this shit is gone. Motherfuckers laughed. So look, they stole the video from yesterday. I never got to even finish it. Yesterday. Yeah, they stole the one from yesterday that I ended around 4:28. That was after I got back from picking up my food. And I was about to tell you what happened during the walk over there. But I so wish I had a phone right now so I could walk and record. But, and you know, put all these details in the video. Because, I didn't want to do this right before I left, and I probably won't want to do it when I get back. Today is the 20th of May. I'm still at the same hotel. I've been here tomorrow will be 2 weeks. Hopefully I got a job. I gotta get out of this situation. The motherfuckers attacked me all night. They wouldn't let me sleep. And they're still spreading this motherfucking ringworm on my body. They even put a spot on my butt, y'all. That was the cake. My back already, I was already like been going off about them putting that shit on my back. And anyways. Yeah, so I'll probably talk about it when I come back. I don't think I'm going to leave this recording while I'm gone. I'm just going to get something to drink. I'm out of stuff. Like, I just had my my Applebee's from yesterday because I just had that. There's no food in the fridge right now. And there's nothing to drink in the fridge. I don't have any wine. I don't have any liquor. I don't have any water. All my water is gone. And they're trying to keep me from leaving the hotel. They're trying to keep me from leaving the hotel. So I have to talk about that too when I return. About how all this cursing and spelling is having a real effect, and what they're doing once I'm spotted. It's supposed to still be raining. As soon as I get ready to leave out, don't the sun start coming out? I don't have anything but about 4 or 5 pair of leggings. And they did the same thing they always do before something dramatic is about to happen. They tore them. So right here, can you see that? Leggings tore. Just bright as not. I was just making sure because on camera it looks different. But that part right there, the way it is though, like, is when it's dried, unless I really stretch, you won't be able to notice. They're attacking me. They we're talking about how they've been methamphetamining me, like remotely. Something that they're still doing is every time I come across. So when I check in, or not check in, when I it's them I stay, they always do energy transference. So they'll put all their paranoia, all their nervousness on me. I feel it all. Right now, there's nothing. Right now, it's just like my head hurts. Okay, like it feels like they were attacking my brain all morning, and it felt like it was gonna pop. So my head hurts, and that makes it feels like the space around the brain is cloudy, and I can't really decide. It makes me a little indecisive because I do see all these things that they're moving towards me, knowing that I'm about to surface. I see the calculations. Okay, so like I see these things drawing near. So and I'm on foot. Okay. So yeah, it makes me a little indecisive. I want to go to, I thought I was going to Dollar Tree. And then I said I was going to go to Aldi's. And then I thought about going to Acme. But I don't want to cross that main motherfucking drag where they be attacking the fuck out of me. I don't want to cross that busy ass road. Just because of how bad they attack my mind when I do. And how bad they try to make some sort of scene, you know, like they won't just let me cross the street. I need an ATM. If I go to these other two spots, Aldi's and there's no, I think Giant Village is in between the two, might have an ATM, but otherwise, right where I cross into Huntington Bank, and I always get an account balance there. What else? The 20th. They panicked. They thought I was going to shoot up the hospital. And these are like simulated things, you know, like they'll bring up something that I referenced previously, or either something they simulated and saw actually being a possibility. Okay, so that means that they see that I'm actually able to transport that 4-foot rifle to the hospital and kill them. I gotta get going. I'm just like, I don't know which way to go. Today is Saturday. Let me see something. right now they're talking about how these other people need me to be at the same headspace as these other people, and so they're talking about how they've been attacking me in frequencies that they were supposed to attack me, and so that's like a monetary regard. They've been talking about how they have been attacking me, you know, trying to paint me as filthy by putting this ring worm on me, and knowing I shower, you know, every day. And yeah, they're just saying that this entity, these things are going to find out that they've been attacking me in these frequencies, these categories that they weren't supposed to, and calling me to other things. He said he needed me to be in the same space as these other people, so meaning that's like also a frequency thing. Said he needed to make sure that I didn't have, you know, more than, he didn't say the amount of money. He said he needed to make sure that I was in the same category as them because my finances. So he regards it as finances, but what he's saying is that he needs me to not have more money than them or have around about the same amount of money as them. Shower. They're trying to keep me from showering. Y'all, I washed my hair yesterday when I got out the shower. They did the same thing they did the time before that. It was like I didn't wash it. That's the only thing I should smell on my pillow. Instead, they got it smell the pillow, like, probably not right now because I've disinfected the bed. But, you know, as I rolled and I tossed and I turned because I didn't get to sleep, they were painting me as these filthy things, like calling me all kind of hobos and addicts, and like literally were putting the smells in the environment. So they change everything. I want to go into detail about this but I don't have time. It's already 4 p.m. I don't have anything to drink. I'm thirsty. Damn it. Maybe, hold on. I can't believe these stupid ass fuckers put the sun on. This shit was not happening until I got ready to leave. Next thing you know, they'll probably rain on me, try to mess I just flat ironed my hair this morning. Or not even this morning, this afternoon when I woke up. They didn't let me sleep, so after I went and paid for the night, I came back. They attacked me for about another 2 hours before they let me go to sleep. So I went to sleep like almost 12:31. Got up at 3. Flat ironed my hair. Showered and got dressed. There's so much I need to say. I gotta get going. I'm gonna leave. And I'm gonna exit not across the front of the building like I normally would, but I'm gonna go around the back and go out. And I'm gonna leave this recording. my goodness. Okay, so here's what it took me a minute, okay, to like hit record. Because like I said, I really don't feel up to this. Like, I'm being attacked so bad. I just don't have the energy for it, but I need to tell what happened. So yesterday, you know, I had to jump through some hoops to place my order at Applebee's. And then I was late going to pick it up. So I washed my hair before I left. Okay, so I tried to hurry up and I blow dried it or whatever, but I didn't have time to like flat iron in style. So I kind of wore it almost like just not really damp, but you know, it was just a little thrown together. So I cut across the way that I normally would go to Chili's, and I cut across their back, right in between them and Macaroni Place. And then I cut across the back of Fleming's, and now I'm at the Ford dealership, which is where my mom purchased a vehicle in 2017 before the agents wrecked it or totaled it. Saying that others driving depended on her not being able to drive. So imagine them attacking her mind so much that she doesn't feel comfortable driving. And it's an agent, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just letting this shit happen. So and there's more to that story, you know, like I could go into detail about it, but I'm not. So I cut across there, and as I'm cutting across, a dealer comes out, white guy named Chuck. Chuck comes out and, hey, is anyone helping you? And I'm like, no, and to be honest, like, don't get me for trespassing. I'm just trying to cut across. I ordered some food, like, tell me it's not going to be a problem. He's like, no, it's no problem. He knows I'm going to Applebee's, so he's talking about a margarita. He's like, man, I sure like to have one when I get out of here, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, you know what, I'll be honest with you, Chuck. I've had a couple of shots of tequila today already, you know, because I am lit for real, like, cutting across. But you can't tell, you know what I'm saying? So I said, I'll be honest with you, I've had a few today. He said, you know what, this doesn't normally happen. He said, but I'm horny. He was like, what are you doing? He was like pretty much around 6:30. He goes, I'm horny. I'm like, really? So I looked down at his pants. And he said, stop, don't look, go see. So, you know, we start walking towards Applebee's, and he's like, so what are you doing around 6:30? And I'm like, you know, I don't know. Nothing really. And so we're back on this liquor thing or whatever. He's like, well, I'll give you my number or whatever. So he's like, and don't worry about it. I'll catch you when you come back across or whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I go. Before that, also, he asked me a couple questions about my vehicle. You know, like, are you on the market for a car? I'm like, no. And I tell him what I have. And he asked if I drove it here. I told him yes, but you know I didn't. And that was pretty much that. You know, we didn't talk about trading. We didn't talk about what they have or anything. And he tells me he'll catch me on my way back across. So I'm like, okay. I'll go over there. I get sit and wait for my order, and like some whole malfunction, parallel reality shit starts taking place because I got the 2 for $25. So of course they're trying to say I'm with someone, and in order to seal this this lie that they created, you know, they kind of needed him to be in place. So I look up and I see Chuck coming across the thing headed to Applebee's, and I'm like, no way, like the dude told me he'd catch me on my way back. He has no business showing up in here. You get what I'm saying? Like, because you're not paying for my meal. But I know that's the lie y'all are going to tell. So here he comes, and he comes inside, and you know, one of the guys is familiar with him, and he talks to a couple of the girls, you know, and asks them about cars and stuff like that. He gives me a Post-it and a pen for me to write my number on. He was supposed to be giving me his number, okay? So he tried to all the way flip the script on me. And I'm like, that's funny. Them little demons. You're horrible. Okay, so look. And the little thing snatches the door open. Oh, I can screen put up. So anyhow, I write my number, I write my name, and I write 07 Mercedes-Benz paid off. And he grabs it, and I'm telling you, like, she's carrying my food around instead of bringing it right to me and everything. And I'm like, what is, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to get everything in position. I mean, you know, like, they're trying to pull off this lie, and it's dependent on movement. So he goes to the back, she goes to the back, he comes back up, she comes back up, but then she cuts across, and then, you know, he heads out. You know, like, right before I leave. It was so weird. And he takes off right before my transaction is complete and I'm giving my food to leave out. I literally leave out moments after him. And so anyhow, I'll come back. Now, instead of going across the back of him, and there was cursing and spelling in, because it was like, okay, so check this out. As soon as I come out, there's a hobo, but he's closer to all the traffic, and I'm like down by Tesla, and they're doing all this stuff with cars. So they're doing what they would normally do when I was leaving on Upland. Like when I leave for the library, remember I told you, like, they were trying to act like eliminate one of the identities and suggest that someone was giving me a ride. So what they do is they flood the area, they just swarm. You know, been a couple of corners with cars, and I'm talking about a lot of them, okay? And so that's what they were doing in this case, like right before I crossed the street. Across the street, I get over there, and the bus, I see the bus coming, and I'm like, fuck. You know, like, I'm trying to avoid getting, like, not so much spotted by it as I was trying not to look at it at all. So I turned my back to it, and I'm standing there and waiting. I'm the bitch get off the bus and walk over to the car that I'm not standing by, but in the parking spot next to the empty parking spot. So I'm standing in an empty parking spot, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, watch like somebody comes out to this car, you know, and don't she come from, I think she came from the bus and come get in this car. And I'm like, great. So anyhow, the bus goes across the street. They got a guy cutting across from Chick-fil-A about to cut me off and cover the traces there. But the thing was, when I got on Fleming's property, they were talking about how I'm able to walk into places that these other things are not able to walk into. So pretty much saying that he couldn't walk onto their property, you know, and not be found, and be seen the same way that I would. Okay, so And then right after that, I run into Chuck. And so on my way back, there's not anything immediately coming across the dealership, like the lot. No encounters there. I go across the front of Phillies, and their valet guy is out there. That's when I said, please don't get me for trespassing. I said, I'm really sorry. I was just trying to grab food. I said, I don't, mean anything, right? He's like, I wouldn't do that to you. And we both kind of laughed, and I carried on. But when I get in behind Chili's, the Donald decoy is in place, and he pacing mad. Okay, like, looking up, won't even really look at me or whatever. And today I see him again, like on my way out, cutting across the back of the building. He was cutting, going to the grill. They got a grill in the back of the building near the trash, where some folks grill sometimes. So y'all, BJ ain't tell me about the grill, okay? Because this was all about depleting my funds. But anyhow, that's another story. So, and it's one of those things like, when they're mistreating me, they treat others well, because they're claiming that it's me that they're treating well. You get what I'm saying? So like, that's all some other stuff. For example, dog. Oh, I'm not gonna go in there. I was about to tell you how some of the things started in 2013, like around the time that I got rid of one of my dogs, and how Romano was suggesting that he was making sure nothing happened to my dog, but in fact he made sure, like I lost one of my dogs, and they were allowing his girlfriend at the time, or his baby mom at the time, their dog, her sister's dog, to stay there. But it was like the parallel reality thing. He was acting like it was me that he was helping, while in fact they were witnessing me, be disturbed and hurt by, getting rid of one of my dogs. So anyhow, and maybe some other time I'll go into detail about that. But that's how all the things, it was like this, acting like we're helping her, but we're really helping someone else and ourselves. Like we're just acting like we're doing something for her to receive favor, but making sure we don't in fact do nothing for her at all, like, because it's all about her getting mistreated, losing things, and getting rejected. You get what I'm saying? So it was that type of thing. We're acting like we're doing something for her, but we're watching her get, mistreated. So I come across him again today. That's what I said. I keep coming across you. This time he ain't got an attitude. When we exchanged a couple words, he said he guess he speak. He said, but he was kind of didn't want to, because most folks be creeps around here. And I was like, I get it, or whatever. And when I came back, he asked me, could he get in? I asked him what he was cooking. He told me sausage and pork chops. He asked me, was there any way he could get in contact with me? I told him things were really bad. And I was only in school right now. He said, okay. But so he was in there and pacing near macaroni yesterday, but he kind of disappeared once I passed by. He's pacing near macaroni. A little bit of an attitude. The closer I get to the hotel, I cut around the side that he stays on. And there's a Mexican guy in place. And like really, he's only in place to deter me, to make sure I didn't cut across the front of the building. They know I would absolutely not want to come across or get near it. And that was that. I get back with my food, y'all. I'm planning on going to jail, okay, that night. So I have my last little drink, and I eat 1 or 2 meals. And don't them motherfuckers like drop me into sleep. Like I don't even remember going to sleep. Then they wake me up and wouldn't let me sleep. And they dropped me into sleep so quickly to claim all my food. So they literally extracted all the liquor and all the food from me. And an hour later, I wake hungry. Like I never ate. And then they tried to push me into the damn gas station at 1 a.m. Like thinking I'd walk over there because I ran out of stuff. I didn't have anything to hydrate. You know, no water, no nothing. And that went on until 7, 8, 9 a.m. Like they didn't let me sleep. Attacking me real bad. My neck, my back, my chest, my hips, my vagina, my brain. They were attacking my brain so bad. And so it ends up being like a little before 10 or a little after 10 when I go and I pay for the night. So they made sure that, one, I didn't strike in the evening between about 9 and 11. And then this whole series of a bunch of other shit. Okay, so they're taking advantage still of everything that's private. So Instagram is private right now, right? So I mentioned giving BJ a double dose, like, you know, rubbing up this fungal stuff because it's highly contagious and it's supposed to spread. So whereas he should have like started seeing this stuff appear, you know, they in turn were calling him, raising his vibrational frequency and putting more on me. Okay, whereas technically, like, the shit can't even like spread on my body. You get what I'm saying? So they were just attacking me over time to make sure that this stuff was more and more was popping up. And it's no different than anything else I ever told you in the past about how precise and they are with this stuff. So if they want it to be literally right here, they'll make it literally right here. My stomach is growling. Right now they're complaining, talking about how I won't let anybody act like I'm schizophrenic or that I'm in the same headspace as the rest of the population. So they're talking about how they were trying to pretty much fuck up all my school shit. You know, like some the paper trail and stuff like that. You know, things that were already established, just like overriding them and like making some things effective that they shouldn't have. You know, they were saying by me not allowing them to get away with it and paying attention to what was going on, that, you know, these other things that they had convinced, you know, that they can make these attacks and pretty much benefit from them, are going to realize, you know, that they're the same old bullshit. Shut up. I want to stop attacking my back. Trying to keep them So that shit that they normally pull, same thing, has been taking place. I'm saying this right now, like, because I realized I haven't said it. So same thing. Those that always move slow, you know, like from attacking me, they're speeding them up, you know, and then when something crashes, I set off one too many alarms, you know, they revert them and they slow them right down. You see them existing like it is. So it's like when you apply the energy, it hides a defect and you move quicker and all kind of shit. And when the energy is removed, you see what the thing is normally like, you know. So like one of the guys, the white guy that I was telling y'all about, that was speeding back and forth, when they took the energy off him, the motherfucker was like, his whole fucking drug state showed, and he was really slow, really talking very slurred, you know, type situation. With him, they did it with the older female that's in the room next door. You know, they be having her speeding back and forth, calling her Saya to call me Saya. And then, you know, when alarm is set off, they slow it down. It was walking really slow. Like you expect to see it walking for its condition. I'm telling you, it's like these demons is like real evil and malicious. Why? It's like tricks. Y'all cool. Tricks. Fooling motherfuckers with tricks. If you can't look at somebody and know that there's no possible way that they are physically capable of doing this, or if you can look at them and see them at their baseline, see them how they are all the time, how they exist all the time, and then watch them change. You get what I'm saying? Like, but what the fuck is wrong with you? Speaking of which, because of who they're calling me, so I take off, I go to Audie's, right? You see me come back with an Audie's bag, and I'm walking my normal pace, which is fast. You know, I just naturally walk pretty speedy, even in heels. So I'm walking, y'all, as soon as I got like across the plaza into the other little business stretch, like near these apartments and stuff, the motherfuckers started trying to drag me and slow me down. So they made me heavy, they took away energy, they turned the sun up on me, you hear what I'm saying? Like all kind of shit just to slow me the fuck down. Talking about how all the agents passing were perceiving it, and how they were finding that there was no physical decline, like that I still walked as fast as they remember me walking. And then right away, followed by that, is more headspace curses. They gonna know we can't get her out of these headspaces. They gonna know we can't put her out of these headspaces. That's another thing. So look, back to yesterday. So when I returned, like I said, the Mexican guy was in place. So I go around the back of the building, but I didn't have to go completely around the entire building. I saw the opportunity to cut through the lobby, and they were like, it was like a whole bunch of things changed soon as they saw me take the route that they didn't expect me to take. They thought that I wasn't going to the lobby because they always lie and claim that I'm trying to avoid the staff. Okay? So when I took the lobby and I found the other female that I thought I'd seen working here before, you know, they lost their motherfucking minds because now here's this other identity that's been identified. You know, the one that they were acting like didn't exist. You know, it was pretty much their ghost guy. And as long as she was one, that other thing was aligning its behavior with it without me knowing for sure and claiming that she was also it. You get what I'm saying? It is. I can make it make sense. But yeah, I cut through and I see her, and I actually ended up going back later because I got a Pepsi. I purchased the Pepsi from the desk because I refuse to carry a 2-liter or a case. Yeah, no life shit. That shit is beneath me and I am above it. Right now they're talking about, so we be acting like she's able to be at the same headspaces as these people and she won't do none of the stuff that they do. They're attacking my stomach. They said I won't give them none of the foods that they used to get. They also told me that if I don't feed this was earlier today, that if I don't feed them the foods that they want, that they're going to start acting a fool with a lot of these people. Talking about all night. The staff and whoever is in their room upstairs were making noise. And I say the staff because when it's coming from beneath me, it's got to be like a basement or something beneath. And this over here, this is like their like a what kind of area? Like a, it looked like it might want to spend an office space, but it's not a room. And they were even slamming doors over there. So that's staff. You get what I'm saying? You know, no one renting is doing that. So here and beneath me, that's them. And then I got noise coming from up there all night. And I'm talking about the motherfuckers going ham. I should have recorded, but it would have just been too much too long. And I'm talking about loud, like it ain't a hotel. You would have thought it wasn't a hotel. And they were trying to claim that it was the duplex. That's what it was all about. And I'm like, you get what I'm saying? Like, there's 1, 2, 3. Like, 1, 2, 3. Potentially 4. Around this situation other than me that have to be picking up on it. And ain't nobody's doing nothing. Ain't nobody, that's what happens when you're surrounded by agents. When you're surrounded by demons, don't no motherfucking body say nothing or do nothing about what they doing. They don't tell on one another.